Hello and welcome. This is the Heir of Carthage, and we are back in Total War Rome 2, where we are doing the Seleucid campaign for Alexander's legacy. Yes, the original legacy, which existed in the territories that he conquered to the east, and boy, do we have a challenge going on over here with Bactria and Kosia, however you say it. So they are challenging us on the east. And interestingly, obviously, Alexander started in Macedonia, and it looks like Athens is establishing itself as the local power in ancient Greece here. We don't know something about all of these different areas over here, like Illyria and the remainder of Macedonia's province, but it looks like that is who Hannibal will soon be challenging. Yes, Hannibal Barca is a part of the court of the Seleucids, kind of partly in keeping with what happened historically. Now, historically, not much came of Hannibal being part of the court of Antiochus. It was basically Hannibal failed to accomplish much with a navy he had taken control of, but obviously we're playing a little bit different here. So that's right, Hannibal Barca, if you haven't been watching, has been leading the armies, and if you haven't been watching, you should go back and watch. Got all the episodes sitting in a playlist. Some of you may be like, Air, what happened all weekend? I was waiting for some Rome 2 action, and I didn't see it. I know. Baal Hemon was not pleased with my lack of content. However, I wanted to go ahead and say this early on in the episode, which is that I'm planning on focusing my recording and streaming efforts 5 days a week, along with my day job. That way, the weekend is just time for me to go relax and spend time with the family. Now, that said, Air, are you getting burned out on this or something? No, I'm not. I'm not burned out. I'm doing this preemptively. Hopefully, is something that's good for me, right? First of all, it's great for me to spend time with my family, and obviously I love doing that, and so I'm going to do that. But one of the things I think that's a benefit of me not being a full-time YouTuber is that I don't have to do this content so much that it burns me out, and I want to keep it that way. Plus, just having the weekend as a time to relax. I actually found myself coming back this morning, and I'm just like champing at the bit here to get back into this and record it, because I'm ready to go. Like, I took a break, and man, I'm ready to jump back in and go at it. And here we are today. So anyway, that's just the case in my channel in general. There will be occasions where I upload a video on the weekend because I probably recorded it during the week, or just because I choose to. But for the most part, you should expect that Monday through Friday is where the content is going to hit my channel. Now, that said, also thank you for the support that continues to be ongoing with this campaign. If you all don't mind, please continue it. If you watch this video and you enjoy it, go click that like button and then go interact with the comments. It makes a big difference on my channel, and it helps me grow, and it helps me be able to continue to bring this content to you. And today, if you would like to leave a comment, of course you can comment whatever you want, but if you're looking for me to help you come up with something to comment on, I figured for fun today we should comment, and I want to read through all these. What is your favorite ancient weapon? So in this time period, this ancient time period, let's call it from where this game starts at like 270-something BC, all the way up to, let's say early Roman Empire, like 30-something AD, right? What was your favorite weapon that was used in this time frame? And just comment down. Like, so for mine, for instance, mine's the falcata. I believe it was an Iberian sword that was weighted a bit more like an axe with a single edge, and was able to deliver some pretty good hacking blows. Obviously, there's other weapons: gladius, xiphos, sarissas, spears, javelins, all kinds of stuff. So chime in with what your favorite weapon of antiquity was, and if you don't want to talk about that, just feel free to say anything else you want. Any comment is a help, even if it just says comment. Anyway, let's continue things. Do appreciate you all putting up with me, kind of recapping where we're at and putting a little announcement out there. Now, Hannibal is on his way back to Alexandria. We're going to refit him with better troops. We can now recruit some pretty awesome troops here. We're going to have access to, let's see, I can't do the Royal Barracks. We're going to have access to thorax pikes, Indian war elephants, thorax swords, thurio spears, and cavalry-wise, we should have access to some pretty solid cavalry here. Median cavalry, again, Tarentine cavalry, Indian war elephants. There is this Perioikos camp, which I need to build so we can get access to archers and peltasts. So I'm working on that. I just don't have the money for it. at the moment. And then research-wise, we go over to the technology tree. I'm working on this Hippeus stables, which I believe gives us access to shock cavalry, which I have a particular interest to. Some of you have been excited that we're using mercenaries, and I will from time to time use mercenaries. However, they take a massive hit to our upkeep cost and prevent us from being able to recruit more units. So I would prefer to not use mercenaries when it is possible. And so I am going to be replacing some of these mercenary units with similar type units from the Seleucid roster. Now, where the mercenaries provide us a unique unit that cannot be replaced by Seleucids and we enjoy it a ton, obviously in those cases, I will probably keep that unit in my roster. But as I said, I don't want to destroy my entire bank account just from holding too many mercenaries. We had been holding off on this fight here to retake Susa and to strike back here at the Manticore's Claws, and let's do that. I do apologize if I sound a bit congested at times, or maybe like my throat gets scratchy today. I believe there's a lot of ragweed in the air right now, and my allergies have been reacting accordingly. But I brought some water with me here to record. Wait, I'm guessing it looks like they sallied out of the settlement to face me, which I think is okay. Like, I don't think this is going to be any big concern to me. We've got Persian cavalry. They do have a pretty massive skirmish advantage, something that we shouldn't take for granted. We're going to want to close the distance and engage, and we're not going to want to try and skirmish this initially right out of the gate, because I do believe that that will end very poorly for us. I'm going to put my Persian hoplites on the immediate flank and then spread my hillmen wide. I'll support the hillmen with cavalry charges. I'm going to spread this main line out pretty wide just so I can kind of meet the enemy main line head on. My pikes should be able to hold the middle quite well. I'm going to leave my pikes out of pike formation initially because they'll use their shields and be a little more powerful. So that is definitely something that I want up front. Let's do this, light cavalry right behind there. I've got my cavalry stacked out towards the flanks. They can also support my hillmen. I do expect a bit of a suicide charge from the enemy cavalry. I don't know whether that'll come in the center or if they will move towards the flanks and go towards my hillmen. A lot of times the AI will decide to go for the flanks, and or they'll just look for sword units or axe units that can't defend themselves well against the cavalry charge, which is, you know, a pretty fair approach by the AI to do that. But their whole suicide charge mechanic I'm not a big fan of. However, it does occasionally reap them benefits whenever they're able to charge in and catch the player unawares. You can see now it does look like they might swing their cavalry out towards the flanks, which is fine. I have cavalry there to meet them. They also are holding mercenary Persian cavalry, and then they have a Persian cavalry commander, which I believe these units are mostly the same. Yep. Very cool looking units. As far as their infantry goes, there's a lot of Eastern Spearmen. I don't expect those units to hold up well in melee against basically anything I have on the battlefield. They have some hillmen of their own, and I believe they had a couple of Persian hoplites hanging out somewhere. There is an Eastern Spearman. Yeah, just Eastern Spears. Again, nothing that I'm terribly concerned about. I'm going to keep a real good eye on that mercenary Persian cavalry. I don't like this big rock like right my way. It's going to disrupt my formation some on the way up here. Let's continue to push forward. I got to make sure all my units keep their stamina in good shape. Fast forward for a second, and I need to be ready to push play at any moment in case that cavalry does begin its suicide. Okay, they are reforming in mass, so I'm going to push forward hard. And I'm going to bring my cavalry up closer to screen just in case the suicide charges come in hot and heavy. So what I'm going to do is actually regroup my two cavalry components here. But yeah, while the AI is reforming, they're not able to effectively use their missiles against me. So I'm going to screen my infantry advance with my own cavalry here. I got to be a little bit careful. Once we pull into archer range, I'm going to have to fall back. But I might do like kind of a feint charge here real quick to kind of keep their skirmishers busy. Yep, so there we go. That'll work. I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to feint a charge. Alright, now I'm going to push up much closer. There we go. See, that's gonna... Let's go ahead and pull back. That actually was not a great feint on my part. The enemy didn't pull away the way I thought they would. Okay, the infantry lines are drawing close. I need to go ahead and get my pikes into formation, so that whenever they do engage, they'll be ready to drop sarissas. Ooh, taking a little bit of fire here. Still no suicidal charges by the AI. I'm going to push forward again with my cavalry. We got to be careful of any hillmen or mob out there because these units do have javelins. The AI has kind of positioned itself into a box here, so to speak, and I think it's going to leave it a little bit vulnerable. I'm going to walk my pike line forward, and I'm going to push my infantry forward. Sit play. That spearman is braced. I'm going to just go around it. Oh crap, there was the javelin volley I wanted to avoid but didn't. I got to immediately get out of here. That's about to go south for me real quick. These cavalry operations of mine here so far have not been the most brilliant. Alright, the pike line is moving and securing my front line. My own hillmen need to push forward and help me secure this flank. My pike infantry has moved forward. I'm gonna move my skirmishers up, take a better firing position. I know some of you all want some close-ups. I will attempt to give you this. Ooh. Javelin volley, though. I'm going to fall back a little bit and then recharge that mercenary Persian cav. Alright, some of my pikes are beginning to engage. I'm going to take my Persian cavalry out of this fight and try and recharge it to get a better position. I'm going to look for vulnerable units here. I think a quick rear charge is in order right here. Alright, so see, I left my melee cavalry to fight while trying to cycle my my shock cavalry. AI is attempting to do the same thing over here. My pike line is keeping the enemy fixed and then allowing my cavalry to operate with some impunity here on the flanks. That should crush this flank. I'll let you all see my Hellenic cataphracts up close. Crushing that eastern spear flank. Persian cavalry is coming over to visit me, so I'm going to fall through my own infantry with my cavalry and prepare them an unwelcome welcoming committee. Alright, so group 2, just go ahead and pull back through the infantry lines. I'm going to target the enemy general, begin to weaken him up. We have punctured this flank, and I'm going to push more units forward here. Let's see if we can crush this little infantry blob. There we go. Enemy general is taking massive fire, and Persian cavalry is not made to resist skirmish fire, so this battle is going extremely well for us at the moment. About as well as I could have ever expected, especially considering the AI outnumbered me. So I think a couple of key things to take note of in this battle was that early on we had a skirmishing disadvantage, so I wanted to close the distance quickly. When the AI made the mistake of beginning to reposition its troops and got everything out of position, when you're repositioning you can't shoot. And when they made that mistake, we charged forward. We kept our line wide so that we could match the advance of the Persian troops that we were fighting, and so they were not able to get around my flanks. I was careful of any AI suicide charges with their Persian cavalry, which honestly would have been extremely effective against any of my units if they were unbraced. So we prepared for that, we were able to defend against it, and we were able to get a pretty solid victory here in those conditions. So if you were looking for any advice on how to fight the AI, hopefully that gave you some good examples. I've had other episodes where we did not have such good examples. This is an eastern settlement. It looks like, though, the buildings here were stuff that I was working. I'm just going to reoccupy this one because I can't remember whether I raised this one or not. I may not have. I don't recall 100%. But I'm going to reoccupy it because I already have a temple here, and I don't want to raise that temple. So we dealt a defeat to our enemies there. They've got another army right behind it. This is Media Atropatene. Atene? I don't know how you say that. Quite a name there. The Bactrians are pushing forward. I don't know exactly what type of troops. I can see some Levy Pikes and Bactrian Hillmen. I assume Bactrian Hillmen are probably mostly junky, kind of like my Hillmen. I've got an ambush laid for the Sons of Rhea here. They are actually fielding a, looks like a Bactrian horse archer general. I forgot the Bactrians do have access to horse archers. I'll be glad to have Thurio spears and Peltis to help screen those. So this army is actually in a pretty good position to help face that type of stuff. So there we go. Good victory for us there. Our ambush is laid over here with Antiochus. We're ready to start fighting back in the east, I should say. We do still have some enemies afoot, quite a few enemies afoot. And I also have some allies afoot here, which is good, and more moving in with Sardes. However, I am raising another army, in case you all don't remember, at Antioch. And that army should help me out. Now, I'm going to go ahead and, just for the sake of earning a little extra cash on this turn-in, I'm going to be able to get access to my own elephants. These elephants are extremely expensive to maintain. I'm going to boot them. Look how much that one elephant unit being booted makes a difference. As for the rest of the units, we'll wait to re-equip, but just that one elephant unit making a world of difference in our upkeep cost because of how expensive those mercenaries are. It's the same thing over here. These mercenary veteran hoplites, very good for me. I could replace them with shield bearers later on, and they'd be cheaper upkeep, but 538 upkeep. 403 for the Persian Cav, 302 just for Thurio spears, and 246 just for Peltis. So yeah, we need to write that eventually, and like I said, I will. At the moment, those units are important to me, and I want those units. Now remember with Seleucus, I think it was Antiochus where we need to increase his cunning. So that we can try and persuade Hannibal. With Seleucus here, we were kind of doing this whole zeal thing. If I remember right, we were getting focused in on zeal. Cultural conversion, public order. Let's go ahead and do that. But yeah, with Antiochus, we were going to focus on cunning the next time we get the chance, so that we can use him to entice Hannibal. Speaking of, let's go look at the political situation. Right now, we're at neutral loyalty for the Greek families. And we are at a +7 on the Parthian families, so that is okay for this particular turn-in. I don't have a big load of cash to spend on agent or political actions, but on the next turn we'll do some. Let's go ahead and end the turn. We could always promote Hannibal again, which I think will secure some loyalty for his party and help with his army. Alright, we got the ambush here against the Bactrians, so the Sons of Rhea fell right into our ambush. They do have their own pikes, 4 units of them. They've got some scale thorax hoplites, so that's a cool unit that they've brought. And then they do have a couple of mercenary Bactrian light horse, but they are light on horse for a Bactrian army. And I feel like that we are going to do very well here. And you know what? What an appropriate battle to help raise the cunning level of Antiochus, other than him ambushing his enemies. Now, some of you may be wondering, too, like, man, I can't wait to see air fight Rome. I wonder what's going to happen with Rome. I do, too. The thing is we could get over to Rome, and remember, this is called a guaranteed major faction empire. We could get over to Rome and find ourselves fighting the Arverni, because they are a major faction in the game, right? That is very possible. I know you all wouldn't like that. I know it would upset you. But that is just what's going to happen. Like, so for instance, in Greece, it wasn't guaranteed that we were going to go fight Macedon. Right now, it looks like we're going to be fighting. Against Athens. And so again, this may not go the way that we expect it to. So just be warned is all I'm saying. Be warned. I don't want Thurio spears here. There we go. I've got some elephants and horsemen to help contain their own cavalry. I'm gonna keep my Actually, I don't know that I want my elephants back here because there's going to be javelins aplenty. I'm going to put my elephants more towards this infantry in the middle. And then as far as my peltists go, I'm going to try and get my peltists to open up on this Bactrian horse archer general right off the bat. I'll put peltist on both flanks, so we'll kind of give them the business. So yeah, hopefully that'll work. Pikes ready to go. Alright. Start the battle. I'm going to walk my pikes forward slowly. Charge units from behind. There we go. Good, 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 good. Nice opening for us here. And yep, that mercenary the Bactrian horse archer taking a great many losses. I'm going to take my mercenary veterans out of a formation attack so they can kind of fully envelop. You'll notice that the enemy pikes actually turned towards the oncoming charge of my hoplites. My hoplites are well armored enough that I'm okay charging into the front of those pikes, at least for the time being. I'm going to throw all of my javelins with my Thurio spears before we engage. Our peltists succeeded in killing the enemy horse archer general. I'm going to finish it over here. And it's now time to bring in my own armored elephants and charge my Thurio spears. This is going to be a very efficient battle indeed. Let's inspire this whole group over here. Bring my elephants charging through into those scale thorax hoplites. Oh yeah, good stuff. See, our mercenary Persian hoplites didn't really take big losses from the charge into that phalanx because their armor is so high, and it would take a while for those pikemen to cut through the armor. Shock cavalry did excellent. So there we go. A very efficient victory for Antiochus. These are the kind of victories we want in order to push back this tide of Bactrians here. Look at those Thurio spears discharging their javelins into the rear of all that infantry. They were extremely effective. And then really nice work by the peltists. They are a well-shielded unit. They could be killed by a cavalry charge, but probably not by a sole Bactrian horse archer, especially with the support of another peltist. So they were able to operate with some pretty good impunity there. I'm going to go ahead and release the captives, take this extra cash. We kind of need the cash right now. We're upgrading a lot of armies. We're trying to get more troops on the battlefield.
Athena inspired us.
Pergamon wants military access, and I will not grant them such. I don't feel very comfortable with their presence. Let's just say that I don't trust them any farther than I can throw them. This Median faction wants a peace treaty, and I will not give that to them because their lands are mine for the taking. There's no need for me to deal with them still sitting here. They're going to attack me. Or they're going to attack the Pericles Pride army here. They're going to fail. So we can sally forth and fight them on open ground, or we can fight them in our choke points. I'm going to just sally forth and fight them on the open ground because it worked out really well for me last time, and I think it'll work out really well for me this time. And we'll just take the fight straight back to them, defeat another of their armies. That'll leave them, I think, mostly neutered, because we will have killed 2 large armies for them, and I took one of their settlements with Antiochus, so I think that, like I said, it'll leave their faction pretty much inept at this point. Oh, that's a garrison unit. I have these garrison units over here that are barely alive because we just retook the settlement, so they haven't had any time to populate their or replenish their ranks, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take this just, heavily depleted garrison and just throw it back here out of the way. In fact, I'll group it on its own, kind of back here behind all my units. There we go. Now we won't accidentally select those units. Now I can get my main line, spread it. So again, it's going to be a very similar strategy to what we used last time. Our missiles will support the phalanx. Our cavalry will work the flanks with our weaker infantry units, where they can have the best effect. Get a citizen cavalry and my general. My Persian cavalry did take a few losses last time. It's unfortunate, but it'll be alright. It is in perfectly serviceable fighting condition. Okay, the Medians should be out here in front of us. Push forward. They are also pushing forward. I would really love to feint charge these units, as I'm not very scared of the Eastern Spearmen, but the Hillmen also have javelins. And I don't want to get my horsemen super thrashed in this fight. I am going to begin a charge sequence, though. Kind of do a bit of a phalanx charge here, though I may have to quickly drop their pikes into position like right now. So I'm going to cease, go pikes down, move to the flank over here, group that cavalry, and do the same over here. Alright, our pikes are not in pike phalanx. I thought they were. Pikes out. Alright, we did manage to get our pikes out at the last moment. Should mostly have avoided any issues. Our skirmishers are off to a fantastic start. I'm gonna keep working with them. The Persian cavalry has some chance for some quick hits here. Actually, I'm gonna swap this charge up. I'm gonna bring my citizen cavalry through to get those Persian archers. And I'm gonna instead use my general and his crushing charges right here on these eastern spears. Persian cavalry got a really nice charge right there. I did not get my trample charge off, but we still just racked up way over 100 kills on that charge. So let's cycle out and repeat.
Our general is under attack.
That was a very, very good charge from our general. Alright, there's a Persian cavalry assaulting my citizen cavalry over here. Let's go give them cycle charge action here. Alright, my general did actually crunch that fight. Got 130 kills on that charge. That is pretty effective. There's a Persian cavalry really assailing me here. I'm going to let my skirmishers deal with them rather than countercharge. Actually, I could go pin it from behind with the citizen cavalry as well. Let's inspire, trample. Treat that citizen cav. Ceasefire. The Persian cavalry is now going to get caught in a fight in which it really doesn't want to be a part of. I do have a Persian hoplite that got surrounded here. My citizen cavalry will be pretty good in melee right there. Our general probably just racked up a whole bunch more kills. I need second wind with this general would be ideal, but we don't have it at the moment. Let's charge in here, throw some support for these Persian hoplites who are totally surrounded. Comes another crushing cataphract charge, a lot slower and more tired this time because of the work they've already done. But our general is going to rack up a huge number of kills here. Yeah, 421 and climbing. Enemy shot cavalry is caught.
The enemy general is dead.
Alright, that is a crushing victory for Seleucus. Seleucus, however we're going to pronounce that. Yeah, that was definitely a decisive victory for him. And his general's bodyguard unit there absolutely cleaning up that left flank. The Medians just did not have a good answer. They were fixed in melee and then crushed with super heavy cavalry from behind. Again, I'm going to take the money off this and put that in the bank for all the work we're going to be doing over the next couple of turns, which will require a great deal of coin. Tactics 2 research is complete. Tryphon, Thurion. Okay, let's go into our politics. We're starting to see a little bit of a drop-off here in terms of the loyalty, so that's fine. We're just going to keep this up. We're going to go ahead and give Hannibal a promotion. It'll give a little bit of extra loyalty for the time being. And we get extra tax rate with him. Takes away upkeep for his army. It doesn't cost us a whole big bunch. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we're clicked on Hannibal. Secure an upgrade. So that puts us slightly more positive for the Greek families. For these Parthian families, I'm going to send them... as far as the cheapest cost, I can send them out as a diplomat. There are obviously mixed outcomes sometimes that come from this. Let's actually... I want to see what happens if I send their faction leader on a somewhat risky diplomat mission. Like, I'm going to send him out... I'm just curious to see what happens, right? So I'm going to take one of these countries that dislikes us quite a bit and send him over there as a diplomat. I mean, maybe I'll get lucky and he'll die, but actually, for all I know, he'll go over there and, like, join them and end up empowering them or something. I have no idea. He send his emissary. Send his diplomat. We'll just kind of mix things up, and I'll send this guy to, I don't know, Cappadocia. So there we go. And again, that's going to leave our loyalty in positive territory at the moment. If I go over here to the politics, there's no more securing loyalty or doing anything else. I've got those, I'm using the what do you call it, the edicts to help improve it as well. The Greek families, I could go ahead and send these guys out as emissaries as well. Curious to see what happens. I'm going to send one of these guys over to Athens. Just for fun. And let's see. So I'm just going to, yeah, kind of do a bit of a mixed bag here. Send these guys out. See what we can do with them. All right. And we can't do anything. Did I not send this guy out as an emissary too? I thought I did. Send him to Cold Cheese. Cold Cheese. All right, there we go. All right, so loyalty's looking good. Should be very low chance of any civil war. Some people are like, just screw it. Let the civil war come. I would. I would gladly fight the civil war, except for the fact that I will lose Hannibal and his army if a civil war happens. I have to get him into my party. Then, honestly, I could kind of care less what happens from a civil war standpoint. I expect this army to run away, but I'm going to... Yep, they're stuck. I'm going to annihilate them while we have the opportunity. Auto-resolve actually should be kind to me here. Whether or not it actually is, we'll find out. I'm going to go in a protective stance, and hopefully that means they won't just charge the elephant straight in. Alright, we killed our enemy here. Yeah, they did kill a whole bunch of my elephants, like a completely unfair amount, but whatever.
March. Ready for battle.
I will be replenishing relatively quickly in this province, then I'm going to move back towards... Yeah, look, see, Sardes is here in a good position to hit Ecbatana, so that is really fortunate for me, and that is going to really start to chop the legs off of the resistance out here. I wanted to get Pericles' Pride re-equipped with slightly better troops, and we do have access to that now. However, I've got a lot going on, so I'm going to keep an eye on things here. This army is being trained. That's going to take a hit on our upkeep. So let's move up here. How do we do Hippeus stables? Is it like a whole separate build tree? As we researched it. Or do we already have that?
At your command.
No, they call it a satrap stables. I don't even see it as a building option. I'm gonna tear this down and look to see...
Ready for orders.
Actually, I'm not gonna tear it down. Because I really need a Perioikis camp, because I need access to... If I go to this royal... Oh my gosh, we can get a hold of Ozet Knights, a Gema cattle... Yeah, okay. I'm gonna actually... This is gonna take 8 turns. But I'm gonna go ahead and pour some money into this. recruiting here, I can get Hannibal extremely well equipped for his trip to Greece. And that is exactly what we're going to do. Ozet Knights and Cataphracts are going to be great. I will try to figure out how to get to the Companion Cavalry and the others, which is obviously just some type of building tree that I need to figure out. Let's see. I need to do some more research on this side. Things over here. Cattle ranch, irrigation ditches. Yeah, so let's start doing some of this work. From a research standpoint. Still got a little bit of cash left. I might go look at some of my settlements to kind of see how things are going. Actually, things are settling in quite nicely at like Ankara. So what I'm going to do is actually put a little bit of industry in up here. And then the next time it grows, I'll put in some sanitation. But that industry kind of help pump a little bit of extra money into my coffers. I'm going to move this diplomat forward, go do some work with her dignitary. And in my own territory, she can boost tax rates and stuff, which is helpful, but I kind of want to go see what she can accomplish against enemies. I do have, of course, a hero in training Antiochus's army, and I've got a hero in training Hannibal's army. Granted, we're about to re-equip a lot of his troops, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, and our hero did actually level up here. I kind of want this hoplite thing on this one as well, because we are going to have a fair number of spear-armed troops in this army. And so I feel like that would be useful. I'm going to see what else the Cyrenicans are up to there. Nothing at the moment, okay? Things are looking good. They're looking good. This army... Do I go ahead and refit? Do I just go ahead and continue the attack? Some part of me wants to just continue the attack. I'm going to leave this army real damaged. It may cause worse problems for my enemies. These eastern rebels are sitting now outside of Persepolis, but they would have to siege Persepolis. And I don't know that that's going to go particularly well for them. I don't think I have a big garrison there. But it's a garrison. I've got 3 pike units, and they're already up at strength. So I've got 2 citizen cav. We should be fine there for a while. So I'm going to hold at Susa, keep the Medians at bay. And let's go ahead and end another turn here. Oh, Pericles Pride, we've got to upgrade. I think they got an army tradition. They do. And I can't do siege experts, so let's look for the next one here. Campaign movement range is pretty dang helpful. I'm going to take that. And now we can end our turn. Man, I'm loving this campaign. We've had some big fights so far. We're getting some nice challenges. Bactria is totally pushing up against us now.
By Zeus, do not take this off.
I did take it lightly. I mean, if I'm just being honest. Are they allies to Bactria? I need to look up the status of their relationship with Bactria. Okay, so let's see what happened. Our diplomatic mission to Rhodes, he betrayed us, a penalty to all income from trading, that sucks. Diplomat is returned, accompanied by a famous bard, increased public order and all your prominent. Well, that's good. That one went okay. We got a troop morale penalty from the mission to Knossos. Whoops. And we got a penalty to all income from trading again. In Colchis. Child has died. That is unfortunate. And we got... Oh, slums! I caused it. I did it, folks. Look. I made patchy factories by not building stuff here. I knew it was only a matter of time. I knew it was only a matter of time. We did it, folks. Air made the patchy factories. We made it happen. We made it real. Look at these guys standing right on my border. I don't trust these guys either. But don't know that I've really got a whole lot of options. I'm going to move up. And as long as we continue to replenish in the ambush stance, I'm going to take up the ambush stance right behind this bridge. And then I'm going to approach Bactrian territory with Antiochus. Let's take a look at the political situation. These guys are already back down to -1. I'm getting really tired of managing these guys, especially considering all these bad stuff I get here. This one cost more, but doesn't have the negative side here. Let's see. Those ones cost a whole heck of a lot, but the diplomat one's going to cost a lot right now, too. We can do here. Send a gift, do a favor. What kind of options do we have? Where's the political marriage? Usurp legacy, educate. Political marriage, here it is. Not available for non-ruling party members, but I think we can take some of our family members and put them into political marriages. We just don't have any that are at the appropriate age. Let's do an organized games thing here for this idiot. We'll organize games at, let's do it at Persis. Alright. Secured a little bit of loyalty for them. Good enough for now.
Ready for battle.
So that's where we got our garrison from, and this further improves the garrison, as well as unlocking better units for us. And speaking of how we should spend our money this turn, part of the reason our income is going down is because each turn this army is being nearer to completion, plus we got those trading hits along the way that were a little bit rough for us. I've got these expensive upgrades going on here. I think I'm going to go ahead and retrain my pikemen. So I'm gonna disband these pikes, and I'm gonna begin training thorax pikes, which will be considerably improved units. You can see there their armor, pretty nice. Like especially if we go down here. Yeah, I mean, well, actually the armor's not the biggest improvement, but there's definitely attack, weapon damage, that type of improvement up here on the thorax pikes. Morale should be better, and we're gonna have access to some extremely good cavalry here soon. So let's go ahead and put these thorax pikes in here. We just need 5 of them. And yeah, so 5 pikes. I'm going to hold to replenish the elephants. I'm going to replace this Persian cavalry too, obviously with my own once that building's completed. So even though it's going to be a while, I'm going to go ahead and disband these because that's just costing me a lot of upkeep. And I'm also going to replace the archers. This is also costing me extra upkeep. So let's go ahead and disband them, because that'll help me like offset some of these other oncoming troops, plus some of the bad, trade agreements that happen because of the missions that I continue to have to do in order to secure legacies, or to secure loyalties, I should say. Let's hold our ambush here. And yeah, I think I'm ready to end another turn. These rebels will most likely attack Persephone, and then we'll come to its aid. I'm worried if I move off here, though, that we're just going to immediately have another army of theirs come down and take back over this settlement. It's an enemy army? Nope, just an army. Yeah, let's go ahead and end our turn. See what happens here. Our dignitaries moving towards the front. I need to get my spy busy on the next mission. Yeah, Bactrian is already begging for peace. They can see what's coming, but peace we will not give them. This is securing Alexander's legacy. And Alexander's heir right now is Antiochus. And he will have that legacy. In the same way that Alexander was the absolute ruler, Antiochus is going to be the absolute ruler here. Okay. Alright, and my third army is now ready. Ready to hit the field here. So Athena's faithful is going to head out on the march. And I am going to begin them on a long, arduous march through my territory and towards the front. Our emissary is headed this way too. I'll use her for some scouting and information gathering. We're ready to move into Bactrian territory with Antiochus. We're going to push in. Yeah, the rebels continue to build strength here. That's actually okay. I'm going to move this way and enter an ambush stance.
Ready? Is that all?
Which I cannot. Never mind.
I don't care how
I'm just going to go ahead and make it all the way into the settlement. And then if these guys siege, we can easily beat them back. At Susa, put in a cattle ranch. We probably need money more than other things at the moment. Alright, we should have Hannibal's thorax pikes. We do. Now, as for flanking units for our phalanx, we definitely want to get some good units. We have access to thorax swordsmen here, which would be excellent flanking units for us. So we're going to get rid of the previous trashy units. So what we're going to do is we'll do 4 thorax swords, and then I want a couple of thurio spears to kind of act as heavy peltist. So we're going to rearm and re-equip Hannibal in somewhat Alexandrian fashion, in the sense that we're going to have pikes and peltist type units, but we're going to add in these Roman type units here with the thorax swords. Do a little bit of combined arms work in this army. We're 6 turns till we have a royal stables. A couple more turns until I have the Perioikos camp. And we're going to have to upgrade it again in order to get to the archers that I'm looking for. And we can upgrade to the royal stables here as well. And I'm going to do that so that the next time I'm in town and need to do some recruiting, that it'll be ready for me. Or no, we can't do that. I just tore down the patchy factories, and we need to fix the patchy factories. So first things first, folks. They're about to make the same mistake twice, which I doubt that would really surprise anyone, but there we go. So it took care of the patchy factories, and we can deal with other things later. Let's just go ahead and run wealth from agriculture, security. Let's just do the growth and wealth from entertainment. All right. So we've got a couple of characters with unassigned skills. Let's take care of said skills. And it is our heroes. This hero gained skill again. I'm going to upgrade the hoplite. Again, we're going to have quite a few spears in this army. And same thing here. If it's available to me, we're just going to upgrade the hoplite trait. Yep, all the way to tier 3 here. So that's a pretty nice increase on morale and spear skill. Excellent. Things are going well. Feel like this has been a lot of success for us this episode. Knock on wood. We'll see what could possibly go wrong before the end, because you never know.
My lord wishes to bestow
Guy's still
coin
begging
on
for
your
peace,
people.
and peace they will
Accept
not
it as
find
a
here.
token of friendship.
I could turn him into a satrapy, but I think my own satrapy is about to conquer them, so no. I think they're about to surrender. Yep, see, Ecbatana is now in the hands of Sardes, so no thanks. Those guys were trying to trick us. So Sardes now took control of it. We're taking some attrition, probably because of unseasonal conditions, which we're seeing pop up all over here. Got new children on the way, so our family is growing. And we are in position to take a settlement off the Bactrians with Seleucus. Or sorry, Antiochus. Please don't kill my elephants. Oh, you know they will, Heir. You know they will. This is a Hellenic settlement, so there is no reason for me to trounce it. Let's occupy. On horse breeders. Oh, we should build some cavalry recruiting here, because we got this horse breeders. Gives us improvements to speed. We could pick up some horsemen out here for Antiochus, and I do believe we will do that. Alright, so Bam is the nearest enemy settlement, but we do have to cut our way through some rebels first. Look at that. The horse breeders can upgrade us out here. Excellent. Let us go ahead and cut into this rebel army, because now that's taken a significant amount of the public order issues away. The settlement, the rebels immediately fled. Big surprise. So I'm actually going to come out here on the road from Bam and lay an ambush in case the Bactrians come this direction. So let's lay that ambush. Try and get sneaksy. And let's see how Hannibal's re-equipment is going. We need to upgrade here, because I really want access to Persian light archers here. They are going to be necessary. So Hannibal, unfortunately, for this episode, is just going to be in kind of a bit of a waiting game as we await being able to get him the appropriate units that he deserves. Let's go ahead and... I'm not going to worry about the royal stables there for the minute, actually. Let's go ahead and improve here in Asia Minor. Because we may have attacks and stuff rolling through there later. Take a look at our loyalty positions. People are still loyal for this turn, so I'll leave it at that. There's no secure loyalty actions or anything available to us. No risk issues. I was hoping we would level up here with Antiochus, but we haven't. I really need that cunning on him. Okay, let's end our turn. Our reinforcements are on the way. Dignitary on the way. The Bactrians, look at that. I think they just pushed forward and crushed one of my Satrapies armies.
All of these.
Pergamon, I'm just not really that interested in you at the moment. You're doing a lot of big talking over there for a faction who is a meme. I kind of half expected this at Susa. It's annoying, but like I said, I think kind of expected. Could I hold this? Not likely because of their archers and the cavalry. So I'm not going to waste my time with this one. Let's just get it over with so that I can move on and do other more important things. So we'll have to go back and recapture Susa. That's okay. We can do that. Look at them like, hey, we got a settlement now. Yay. Tree recruitment, cavalry recruitment. I don't think I'll be recruiting cavalry over the next 4 turns, but I'll pick it because it's the next thing I do plan to recruit. But I think it's more than 4 turns away, unfortunately. All right, well, our ambush over here on the road to Bam accomplished nothing. We're going to need to get back over here and punish our Median enemies as quickly as possible. Persepolis is in pretty great shape now at this point. Practice field. Okay, this is where the Hippeus stables is. And it does not recruit shock cavalry. Where do we get companion cavalry from then? So it improves their attack. Interesting. Okay, all right. I figured that I was missing something there, and that was indeed the case. Go ahead and put the temple in the main settlement here. And Hannibal still has multiple turns to go through. Yep, 4 turns. Then he has to recruit. Things going well at Galatia, at Cappadocia. And the Bactrians move forward to take this unguarded settlement, but now that leaves them vulnerable to attack here. Now, some might say, they'll attack you and then they'll get you from both sides. Nope, because now their settlement's just mine. So yeah, they just lost a major settlement here, and I lost all my elephants because of my pride in the auto-resolve and just not wanting to fight crap. I meant to lay waste to this settlement, so my mistake yet again. I need to be careful of that. Now, they may just run over here and retake this settlement that I just left unguarded, but soon we have reinforcements coming, so I'm not terribly worried about their going straight back there, because like I said, I have reinforcements on the way, and it's really only a matter of time. I kind of want to take this army and push straight in deep into Bactrian territory, and I'll use Antiochus and others to kind of pincer them back here. We're waiting for movement points with this army. Hannibal's waiting for his opportunity to move, which means we have a bit of extra cast sitting around. Wow, I think I just accidentally swore. Let's see here. Air is no longer rated G. Inform the YouTube censors. Let them descend upon me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and upgrade settlements around here. And let's end another turn. There's a lot of building upgrades we can do. We're just going to be sitting short of money. Look at that. They went straight to Ecbatana. This guy's just ignoring me. Like, the Bactrian's just totally ignoring my presence and pushing forward. That's fine. I'll just follow right behind him. And we'll do some good follow-up work here. I say it's fine. It's more annoying than anything else. Oh, here's the rebels. Look who decides to show. I actually do think I can win this. I'm just going to have to camp up in a defensible position in the settlement, and I don't have time for this because it's right here at the end of an episode. So we'll start the next one here with the defense of our settlement. These guys don't have proper missile units, which means that I'll be able to use my pikes to just hole up in the city center and slaughter them. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, and I'll leave my cavalry hidden off somewhere else where we can come and surround these guys. So I'm going to save things right here. I hope y'all are enjoying the campaign thus far. I know I am having a great time with it. If you want to support, get down there. Tell me what your favorite ancient weapon is. Again, I told you mine was Falcata, or just leave any comment and like the video if you enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you soon with some more action in Total War Rome 2.